Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and today we're going to take a look at a really big change in lightning strikes that has gone completely under the radar. And that's the fact that Frontlines Small has been mysteriously changed to 16 players, down from 32, and it really seems like DICE didn't give us any warning at all that this was coming. I mean, I get quite a bit of inside info before every update, and I looked through all of the stuff that I'd been given, all of the official patch notes and everything, and absolutely nothing was said about this change. So whether we wanted it or not, it looks like we are going to have to live with it for at least a little while. So the question is, does it make Frontlines better or worse than it previously was? Alright, so to kick off, let's start with the good stuff. And well, basically the main thing is that half the players means that you do have more room to use tactics. And if you check out pretty much all of the gameplay I've included in this video, you'll notice I've made a point to show you guys clips where I'm flanking, which is now very, very effective in this new mode. Not just that, but like I've said before, with less people in the server, you know that your own skill and the skill of your squad is much more important. And also, and this is a big thing for me, it means you're not getting shot in the back as often or taken out by annoying camping snipers from across the map. Now, obviously, the big issue with this is that now with 8 players aside, if you do get a good squad or even worse, a clan on one team, well, that completely messes up the balance. And if you remember, I've talked about in previous videos how probably the biggest issue with Frontlines, even at 32 players, is the fact that it's ridiculously unbalanced. Which, once again, isn't the issue of the mode itself. The mode's fine. It's an issue with the fact that there's not any auto-balancing in the game, no team switch, and no vote to scramble teams. And so I think for a lot of people, until these issues are fixed in general, well, that's something that's going to make people steer clear of Frontlines 16 player. Now, obviously, I think this change was probably aimed at removing the grindiness from the mode in general, which it basically, I must admit, has done. And for example, I played for about 2 full rotations or so today, and there was only really one game in all of that that ended in a draw, and most games were, in general, a lot shorter than they usually are. Another thing that was really interesting is that the changes to the death screen, which make respawns longer, actually work really well with a smaller player cap. Because not only is it really important to revive your squaddies with so few players on the team, you don't have to worry about always getting shot in the back when you go to do it. Now, another big change that came in this patch, which you could really feel the impact of quite a lot in this mode, were the changes to the Panzerfaust. Because sure, they reduced the amount of players by half, but for some reason they didn't reduce the amount of tanks that can spawn on the map at the same time. And being that tanks are harder to kill now because of the Panzerfaust nerf, and being that you often need more than one assault player to kill them now, that makes tanks pretty OP in this small mode. But with that being said, it is actually pretty interesting to see the tanks dueling each other in Frontlines now. So overall, I guess there's pros and cons to this change, and maybe if they just halve the amount of tanks as well, then it'll be better overall. So all in all, to finish up, is Frontlines better or worse now than it was before? And well, as you can probably see from the title, it really depends. I mean, obviously there's the issue of too many tanks, which we just mentioned, but putting that aside, in general, when teams are balanced, in my opinion, it is a better experience, but when they're not, well, it kinda sucks. And not just that, but I really think the maps are just too big for 16 players in general, and this is something that we've talked about in previous videos as well. They've really got to improve the out-of-bounds areas in this mode to make it more linear. And, well, if they do that, then I am sure that it could be great. But, I mean, it makes me wonder, is this just creating a completely new set of problems to deal with? Especially if they ever want to rotate 32-player Frontlines back in, or allow players to change the cap when RSP finally comes along. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this video, so make sure you let me know what you think about these changes to Frontlines in the comment section down below. And also, I'd be really interested to know if you're not a fan of 16-player Frontlines, How many players do you think would be ideal in this mode? Is it 32 players, or maybe they should split the difference and go to 24? As always though, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also don't forget you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later and have a good one.